Hey, all of a sudden I have a dry mouth. Aloha. Um, I've thought about doing a live feed the last few days, but there wasn't much to say. There hasn't been much going on. It's been kind of easy to forget things like doctor appointments and such. What I really want to talk about is how interesting it is to live in a parking lot. And some of you know my degrees are in depth psychology and DEPTH. And I was born a depth psychologist, and then I went to school and got degrees in depth psychology. But what depth psychology is hello Ima, hi Brenda. Depth psychology is the study of what's underneath things, what motivates things. So I can't help but see what I see. So I'm just going to tell you some of the things that I see. And it's going to sound totally mean girl. And anybody who's in the parking lot that's watching this and thinks that I'm talking about them, possibly I am, but you're welcome to talk right back about me because I know I'm as ridiculous as the rest of them. I mean, I'm sitting here in a parking lot. Tonight I decorated my tent with fairy lights because, I also got, as I remember the things that I have lost, I'm finding some things to replace them or remind me. And tonight I got a Moana doll, and I'll get a little tearful about this probably, but my grandpa, who died when I was 19, that I was close to, he loved buying dolls. And he would buy the girls' dolls every year. And I had many dolls from him. And the last doll he bought for any of us was the Christmas before he passed away. Or no, it was my birthday actually. And he got me a Marilyn doll, Marilyn Monroe in the 7-year itch in her white dress. And it was still in the box, and it was worth, I don't know, thousands of dollars, I guess, or hundreds, or I don't know. It was priceless to me. But that's gone now. So tonight I got a Moana doll, and some of the other things are blankets. I love receiving blankets from friends because I know that when they're making it, they're just spending lots of time thinking about, whatever, but lots of love and mojo and magic are going into them. So I lost my blankets. So I have like so many blankets now. And tonight I tried to put this blanket, and I realized some crazy person had turned it into this massive robe, which is too hot to wear here, but I can undo that, I guess. But, so those are the kind of things that I'm a collector. I'm a nester. And I played with Play-Doh today, and I made a little replica of my gypsy wagon. And, I'm in pretty good spirits, actually. I'm still probably going to cry about certain things because, I will. There's still a lot of things that I haven't remembered, that I've lost, that I'll remember over time. And I think eventually, most of the time, I'll be okay, But I want to talk about the parking lot because I've been here, it's coming up on 8 weeks now, and life goes on, and there's parking lot hookups, there's parking lot scandals, there's parking lot success stories. I mean, this is why I liked watching Walking Dead, because I just thought it was just zombies, and I don't like just scary zombies. But what I saw in Walking Dead is the evolution of the human spirit. Bad things can either bring out the worst or the best in us. And some people, like, I didn't know April before this happened, but I've seen her since day one, and I've watched what she's created here. And, she hasn't done it alone, but she has been the hub and the motivation and the one willing to step up and take on all this responsibility. And when you take on all that kind of responsibility, you don't always get thanked for it. People project all kinds of shit on you, that you did it just so you could get all the best stuff, or you're being selfish, or, but she also tonight got invited. Somebody suggested she become a council person, and she's got my vote because I've really seen her handle her shit. So there's success stories, and then there's the late evening noises from tents that I'm just like, I don't want to hear that. No, don't share. And then there's mosquito noises. Um, but there's teenagers who, have relationships every other day with different people, and there's there are tweakers, and there are, people who actually didn't lose to the law, but they just decided they didn't want to pay rent anymore, and so moved into the parking lot because this is such a wonderful place. There are people who keep to themselves. There are people with stories that really aren't mine to share, you know, but there are a lot of stories here, and I've made new friends, and I've strengthened old friendships, and I think that for so many people, this has been this is created more than they had before. There are people here who they've never been cool, and you can tell they've never been cool, and now they think they are cool, and it's like almost, I think it's really sweet, and I'm being such a catty bitch, I know, to say that, but I'm not a mean girl. It's just some people will never be cool, and I'm sure there's plenty of people who don't think I'm cool, but what do they know? So I will put my glasses on and see who's here, because people are here. Sam, hello. Hi, Mike. Who else is here? Oh, you guys are all up late. Dakin, Glenn. Where's everybody what are y'all doing up so late? It's late. Eddie. Hey, Eddie. So that's kind of like my update of what it's like to live in a parking lot. As I said, like, it's week 8. I'm starting to gather little treasures around me. I'm deciding what to do, and I'm not gonna let go of my land. I don't care what they say. I don't care. I mean, I guess if they gave me 10 acres on Maui, I might consider, but probably not. I really want to just wait this out, and when it's over, I want to go home. It's my land. It's where I was drawn to. It's where I chose to be, and it's where I want to be. And, it's not like it was easy in the first place. It's not like my land was totally cleared, and it's stupid mosquitoes. There was already a lot of work waiting for me to do on my land, and I had my gypsy wagon, I had my platform, I had my outdoor shower and my outdoor kitchen, and I had all those things, my marble tables and stuff to continue to build. And the reality is there was still a lot of work to do, and so I just want to go back and do it. So I'm thinking, I don't know what I'll get from FEMA. I don't know if I'll get anything, They want proof of residency, and I didn't have any utilities hooked up, so I'm not really sure how to prove that. Plus, they have to do an inspection, and my property's not accessible. So anyway, I'm thinking, of getting enough money together to buy a lot. And then when 8 Days of Hope comes back, when, in 6 months, which is what they said, then they can build me a house there. But that means that for the next 6 months, I'm in limbo, at least the next 6 months. And there is a plan in the works for the next stage of transitional housing, and it'll be like a little village here in Pahoa. And but I'm not having fun, like it was okay to be living the way I was living, in the wagon, traveling around in my van, and just getting a little bit done here and there. But the last thing I got done there, I was clearing some stuff and I cut my leg to the bone on the tin roofing. So it had been 2 months even before this hard it started that I hadn't been able to do anything. And I was waiting for my money anyways to come so I could bulldoze. So thank goodness for, injuries and delays, or I'd have spent my money and it would, that too would now be under lava. So, I'm actually in pretty good spirits, guys. It's kind of amazing, maybe, it was a good thing that I felt things so hard at first. But I'm not afraid. That's kind of surprising. I'm not afraid. I went from owning, not being in debt to it's gone and I got nothing, you know, and I'm not afraid. I'm shockingly, surprisingly not afraid. I haven't heard from my son. He's off doing whatever he's still doing. So it's been almost a year, and I guess he's got his own problems, his own situations to deal with, and I'm surprised, that I mean, everything I own is under lava, but again, this is really lava eruptions have a great way of putting things into perspective. They really do. And if he needs to not be in my life in order to have a good life, okay. No comment. So anyway, I guess I'm just going to spend the next period of time looking for treasures. I don't know what else to do. It's the weirdest thing. I can't leave my tent and go to the beach on the other side of the island because I can't leave my stuff all day, forever. And so it's really different. I was so much safer alone in the jungle. My things were so much safer alone in the jungle than they are sitting here in a parking lot. Well, except for that lava thing. So anyway, let me see if other people waving. Oh, thank you, Mike. That's a little too much information, but I'm glad you're here. So anyways, that's the update. I'm mostly amused and entertained, astonished at the lack of critical thinking skills quite often, and at people's gullibility for conspiracy theories. We have flat earthers here, which, if they can find the edge, I'll be happy to push them off. I wouldn't do that. Anyway, aloha, I love you.